So today we're going to do a basic walkthrough of Vibes DIY. We're just going to try to hit all the different parts and guide you through everything you need to know about how to use this wonderful no-code app builder. Megan, let's run through this as if we've never used it before.
Ooh, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right.
So I'm going to go to vibes.diy. And what should I do first?
What's so nice about this is there's no installs, there's no setup. Everything saves locally, but since you're not logged in, let's do that first. And you'll see here that as Megan opens this up, we support both GitHub and Google for the login. So from here, once you're logged in, that means everything's going to store locally. You're going to be able to go back to your builds. You kind of have three options here, but I think what we should start with is simply one of these featured prompts.
Any of these up here?
Yeah, these are all kind of our list of just quick ways to get started.
I want to make flashcards.
So right away, you just see flashcard study app that prompts for a topic.
Should I tell it what topic or?
Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Just hitting that code, and that takes us into the editor here. You see the chat on this side, and there goes the code.
That's really quick.
I can speed this part up too.
Enter a new flashcard, enter a topic. I definitely need Spanish.
We're still in the editor, and this is an app that actually uses AI, which is pretty great. Let's go ahead and study.
Just want to see if it works.
When that, oh, there it goes. Wow. Let's go ahead and share this, and so we get out of the editor.
Okay, so here I am. I'm in dev mode. What happens if I click share to Firehose?
So Firehose is basically our public setting where we're going to show everybody everything that you've made, which is really fun. There's a feed. It goes to Blue Sky. You can see kind of like all of the different apps. Now, when you hit Publish App, you're going to get a URL that is specifically where this app lives.
And then in order to see it, I just clicked on it and it opened up in a different tab. So that's it.
Yeah, so this is the app with we're outside of the edit mode now. Anyone can go and enter any topic, biology, history.
Cool. Okay, now what?
If we go back to that smart flashcard study system,
okay,
let's remix this. You hit that logo down at the bottom, and here we go. We're going to limit the app. We're going to see this start to code here.
All right.
And let's see what happens. Megan, can you just pop over to the front page real quick?
Yeah.
You can actually scroll down and see a bunch of existing apps that we've kind of picked for people. If you want to remix right from the beginning, you can play with some of these ideas, which is pretty fun. Oh, and wow, here we go. Now it's called Spanish Flash. So we've got a new app that is just Spanish. Same thing, you can go up to that share button and you can share this one. You're going to get a new URL because this is a completely different app now. Amazing.
Cool.
There we go. Now let's start from scratch. Right there, just whatever you want to build. My prompt style is wild and loose and not well thought out, but I do think there's kind of two ways to do this. You can kind of shoot from the hip like I do, or you can put a lot of thought into it and try to get something really concrete out. But right away you see that it's doing a 3D environment, which is pretty amazing. Here we go. Wow. Describe your visionary building. Your visionary building description is purple pig?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not an architect. So this is interesting. You might think nothing's happening, but up at the top, you'll notice that little app icon will spin when the app is running, as opposed to the little code icon will run when it's generating code. We got so excited about what we were working on that we forgot to show you something really cool, which is that when you're in this editor view, you can actually edit the code and save that just manually. You don't have to do everything through the AI editor. So if you come up here to the top where it says code, and as you're reading through all of this code, you can change things like, I know that there's some text in here that I want to change, so I'll do a quick scan for that. There we go. So let's change this to say something else like Windows stuff. Bad example. And then you see up here at the top, it says save. And there we go. Windows stuff. This is especially useful if you just want to change one small thing and you don't want to have the application rewrite the entire code base that you had it create. For me, one of the things that's interesting when you're building your app is iterate fast. You know, if it doesn't work, you can always remix, or if you want to kind of save your progress, that's another reason to go up there and hit that share button. Okay. So maybe we want to make a change and say, let's do this so it's all in English for us because I don't speak Spanish, but we don't necessarily want to lose where we're at. So we'll save it, and then we can come back and start to remix that new one, and we'll have kind of these multiple saved states.
So if I like something and I want to preserve the thing that I like about it, then I would publish it now, make something kind of stuck in time, and then I can iterate off of that published app. So then if I try something new and it's not quite right, I can go back to Vivaldi, Commodore, and try again.
That kind of becomes your base starting point after your first prompt, so that you don't have to then kind of recreate it every single time.
Okay, once it was published and I went and I clicked on this remix button down here, this popped up. What's this?
Oh, that's a nice little shortcut similar to that URL.
It's a QR just for my app. It's a custom QR.
If I pull up my phone right now and I scan that, I'll go right to your app.
Okay. We've tried making an app with an existing prompt. We've tried creating an app from our own prompt. And then we can also remix an existing app. Can I go into settings and do anything?
Oh yeah, let's look at the settings. Up there at the top where it says app code data settings, there's two places that you're going to find settings. These are your app settings. If you go back over to that sidebar, there's also going to be your user settings. And so this is everything you do as a user that's saved to your account. If you look down through here, the first thing you're going to see is which AI model. Usually we're gonna default to that Claude Sonnet 4 because we find that works the best. Some people get really particular about which ones they want to use. Now, style prompt, you'll notice a kind of a similar color palette that we're kind of gonna give most apps the first time that they're built. We want to give like some version of a design aesthetic when we first launch an app. So we kind of have one built into Vibes, but you can override that here. And you can choose that there, or you can actually type in whatever you want as well. And then user prompt, you can type like anything in here. And then go ahead and hit that save.
So I have to click save. All right.
Save up at the top. So that's now saved at your user level. Let's go back to your app for a second. So now go to settings at the top of your app. Now these settings are for this specific app. And so you see here you've got the app name. You can also export the app. Everything that we build is going to be in a single HTML file. So something I'll often do is when I get things to a place I really like it, I'll export that HTML file, and then I'll just put it up at my own URL. Now, these libraries are really fun to play with. The big one that we're using for this app is that 3.js, which is the graphics library for doing things in 3D. There's also a really fun one, well, fun to me, called d3.js, which is a lot of data visualization.
So libraries are chosen based off of your last prompt. So
when you put your prompt in, we're going to try to deduce which of these it needs in order to create the best version of that app.
Can I pick all 6, or what happens?
Sure, you can go nuts. I mean,
really?
let's choose all 6 and see what happens. And then the thing that you have to do next, if you want to kind of incorporate sort of a version with that, is give it one more prompt. So if you kind of want it to be the same but with those 3 things, you could just ask for something really small. We're definitely on the more experimental end of insane things that all of this can put together. But if you look through some of those examples, or if you just try things as simple as like a calculator or a to-do app, or like it says a color picker, like it really, like the simpler your description, often the sort of more expected your outputs are going to be. I think one of the hard parts there is always going to be a level of interpretation between the prompt and the settings. And so there is a little bit of a roll the dice aspect to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go down there to
What's happening here?
Where it says My Vibes.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be everything that we've been playing with is attached, whether you published it or not. You're going to be able to keep it
Look
here.
how I spelled Spanish to start. Good job, Megan.
Was that you, or maybe let's just blame?
Flash. That's all right.
Let's blame the AI on that.
Okay, yeah, definitely not me. Okay, so this one was a remix of something else, and this one was not published, but this one was.
Mm-hmm.
And if for some wild reason I wanted to delete an app, I could.
Scary.
But be careful. Firehose. What's Firehose?
Firehose is fun. Firehose is, like I said, anything that you're pushing
Hey, that's
out.
mine.
And then go ahead and scroll down. So, someone set up
Cool.
LinkedIn Squad, Mystic Card. This is a really fun place to just look for things to remix.
Cool.
This is rad. But yeah, let's go look at that Blue Sky feed.
Okay, so if I go to the rawvibes.com on Blue Sky.
There's 396 posts for you to check out.
That's cool. Okay,
That's very
so I'm just going to scroll.
That's the
Who
thing. You're
else?
going to
Let's
see every version too. So you'll see people kind of like hone in on their design, which is also can be really interesting. I think that kind of covers the basics in terms of, important thing is just to log in at first because that's going to save everything that you do, whether you publish it or not. Decide if you want to kind of start off with one of the featured prompts, a remix, start from scratch, play around. You can play around with all those different options. And you're really just trying to describe it if you're doing that on your own. My advice is to kind of iterate fast. If you find that you don't get what you like, sometimes it's a lot easier to just go back and rewrite it than it is to keep iterating. You can kind of push yourself down a rabbit hole. So that's a little bit of a pro tip is you can really kind of you can really get off track trying to change a small thing because that AI is going to rewrite that whole app for you every time.
Right. So what I've found in the past is if I have a prompt that I'm pretty confident about, then I'll go in and put the same idea of an app that I want in there and push generate app basically multiple times and see what comes up each time. And if I do it, 5 times, then I can go back and say that's the one I want to iterate on.
That's really smart. One thing that I noticed right away is I love a drop down because it's usually so much faster. So I might go through and say, make additional flavors and dietary requirements drop downs because it's already giving me the options. It's pretty good at that. And then you don't have to type everything in sometimes. But
all right.
Yeah. But
Cool.
I wouldn't have thought of that unless I'd seen all those 3 different versions. And then I was like, oh, right. That's a great way to do it.
Basically, in 3 different ways, I can write in the prompt, I can use an existing prompt, or I can go and just kind of iterate off of some existing app by remixing it, whether it's something that's on the front page or going to the Firehose. And if I really want to get deep into the weeds of all the apps people have already created, I can go to Blue Sky and find the Firehose there, all the raw vibes, and pick from a 400 existing vibes.
Yeah, a lot of options deep in the weeds there.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's you've got your no code again, single file. So when you do that eject, you're gonna have one HTML file, which is pretty amazing for that whole app. I'll just take that web page and I'll put it up and I'll have a working version at my own URL, which is also pretty fun.
Awesome. I'm stoked. Thanks for walking through this with me.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fun. I learned some stuff I didn't actually know before, so thanks for walking through it with me. Let's do it again, and let's get nerdier about it next time.
Awesome.
All right, see you later.
Sounds good. Bye, Mike.